Yes, sir, it's visible.
Thank you. So just let us begin. This is my LinkedIn page, so you can also follow and you can also share the feedback. I have also posted this poster of the activity so that I can get, and you can also post your queries or questions there. So I will also respond there, and everyone apart from you can also get the benefits. So let us begin. So what we discussed, I have already asked you. Now we are going to start with one of the very fundamental things which needed to define as part of the OB and B accreditation. That is knowledge and attitude profile. So that is very important. This in acronym we say WK. So what is knowledge? What is attitude profile? So knowledge and attitude profile is a component used in competency based education, assessment, and outcome based framework to evaluate when a learner means our learner is a student, know how they think or feel about that knowledge. So here knowledge K, this refers to the cognitive domain, concept, theory and principles. Subject specific understanding like data structure, operating system, machine design, or marketing management, any subject can be there. Awareness of facts and information related to specific theory, concept, or principles. Knowledge means ability to recall, ability to demonstrate, ability to explain, and certainly apply that knowledge after defining. So you can see like understanding of machine learning algorithm or understanding of data structure, operating system concept, that all are the part of the knowledge. So I think all will be having clear picture what is knowledge. And second is very important component is attitude. So attitude means this relate to the effective domain, means values, belief, mindset, interest. You don't have attitudes in general language. That means you don't have interest. You are not motivated. You are unwilling to do certain tasks. So there, like for attending the workshop, you should have a positive attitude. We have to secure the knowledge and so many things we can do in the future. We can apply that knowledge. So interest, motivation, willingness to learn. That is the attitude. Professional ethics and responsibility. Openness to new idea and collaboration. So you can take this example, positive attitude towards lifelong learning, experiential learning, problem analysis learning, ethics of use of AI, teamwork, and societal contribution. So knowledge means what you know, attitude means how you approach and use what you know, apply. So there are 9 knowledge and attitude profile, which also needed after some time you are going to map your POs and all the things. So what they 9 are, I'm going to tell you. Here you can remember at least 4 or 5 times. You will listen. Suddenly you will going to remember them. And I can assure you, you will also remember like we have knowledge and attitude 9 profiles. So first one is WK1, where that means is systematic theory based understanding of natural science applicable to the discipline and awareness of relevant social sciences. That is the knowledge and attitude profile 1. Then we have knowledge and attitude profile 2, conceptually based mathematics, numerical analysis, data analysis, statics, formal, sorry, please ask somebody disallowed me to.
Uh, Professor Sharma, now you try. There was some interruption.
Yes. No, now it is done.
Yeah. Now it is visible.
So you can see these are the different knowledge and attitude profiles. So WK3, which is a systematic theory-based formulation of engineering fundamentals required in engineering discipline. We have WK4, engineering specialist knowledge that provide theoretical framework and bodies of knowledge for the accepted practice areas in the engineering discipline must is at the forefront of the discipline. Then we have WK5, knowledge including efficient resources, use, environmental impacts, whole life cost, reuse of resources, net zero carbon sustainability, and similar concepts that support engineering design and operation in a practice area. Then we have WK6, knowledge of engineering practice, technology in the practice area, and engineering discipline. Then we have WK7, knowledge of role of engineering in society and identified issue in engineering practice in the disciplines such as the professional responsibility of an engineer to public safety and sustainable development. Then we have WK8, engagement with selected knowledge in the current research, literature of discipline, awareness of power of critical thinking, and approach to evaluate emerging issues. So you can see this W8 is the highest level of knowledge and attitude, complex level problem handling. Then WK9 is ethics, inclusive behavior and conduct, knowledge of professional ethics, responsibilities, and norm of engineering practice, awareness of the need for diversity by reason of ethnicity, gender, age, physically ability, with mutual understanding and respect of inclusive attitude. So you can see this 9 knowledge and attitude profile. WK1 to WK3 comes in the category of basic to specialized knowledge. Develop a strong foundation of mathematics, natural science, engineering fundamentals, and specialized engineering knowledge. This common knowledge base enables effective communication and collaboration with multidisciplinary teams. Then WK4 to WKC come in the category of advanced knowledge. Apply advanced engineering theories and analytical methods and research-based knowledge to investigate, model, solve complex engineering problem collaboratively. Now see WK7 to WK8. That is part of the complex open-ended problem, address complex multidisciplinary open-ended engineering challenges where no single solution exists. Successful outcome requires teamwork, innovations, and critical thinking, sound judgment, and integration of diverse expertise. So this all about in brief knowledge and attitude profile, which is going to have in engineering domain 9. Now come to the next part, graduate attributes, program outcomes, and program specific outcomes. So first I will discuss with you graduate attributes. So introduction to graduate attributes and outcomes. So in outcome-based education, the quality of engineering graduate or management graduate or pharmacy graduate is measured through the graduate attributes. So one must be in depth clear with the what is graduate attributes. I have already shared the graduate attributes, and again I will share in this after end of this session so that you can read out. You should be clear because each and everything of outcome-based education, or you are going to prepare for NBA accreditation, if you are not able to understand the graduate attributes, how to map this with the program outcome and all the things, you will not going to do judiciously. You will not have the confidence. So that I will explain in depth with you. So the quality of an engineering graduate is measured through graduate attributes. Then they are going to map with the program outcomes. Then they are going to map with the program specific outcome. And these graduate attributes define knowledge, skills, professional competency, ethical values, lifelong learning, capabilities. So many things it is going to define. I will tell you. So I have already asked you these graduate attributes which is going to define by the NBA. They are according to the Washington Accord. So I have already asked you what is the graduate attributes are the broad quality, competency, skill, attitude, and professional capabilities that students are expected to develop during their academic program. Suppose he or she took admission in BTech, he or she took admission in MBA, then or any program which is going to give the accreditation by the National Board for Accreditation. So they must have that qualities. They must have the competency. They must equip with the skills. They must have the attitudes that we discuss, general knowledge, knowledge and attitude profile, professional capabilities. And by that, we can have the student, which is going to have the holistic development, employability, competency, professional engineering capabilities, and he can become global, employable, and certainly going to have the global engineering standards. So the purpose of graduate attribute is technically competent. So strong engineering fundamentals, problem solving ability, professionally skills means he should have the strong all kind of communication skill. So what I will request to you all head of department or dean, director, coordinator, your student, whatsoever communication skill they are going to have, you have to make them 5x. This is the key aspect of the placement also. So whether it is a part of course curriculum, less or more, you have to give 100% focus. Out of many 100% focus is on the communication skill. Then some other qualities like teamwork capabilities. So you can have some departmental, technical, cultural, and different type of the clubs so that they can build the some groups to organize some activity so that they are going to have the teamwork capabilities, and one will be the coordinator of the students activity. So he will solely develop the leadership qualities. Some will have the different roles like that. So that must be very important. Then socially responsible, certainly ethical. They must have to follow the proper ethics, environmental consciousness, societal awareness. That is also very important as part of the graduate attribute. And finally, whatsoever we do for the lifelong learning, because education is not for 4 years. It should be applied whole life. Certainly, you need some training, time to time upgradation, which you have not gone through, but you must be capable to adopt the new technology, new things, new kind of the environment, and lifelong learner. So, adaptability to emerging technologies, continuous self learning. Now, you see, you can take a snapshot of this slide, very important slide. So, according to the National Board of Accreditation, for engineering programs, Tier 1, these are the 11 graduate attributes. Very, very important, and you must all must be familiar. So, what is these graduate attributes? I will discuss 2-3 times today itself, so that at least you can remember. But now you can remember as per the new Tier 1 format of National Board of Accreditation, there are 11 graduate attributes. So, what they are, you can see the first graduate attribute is engineering knowledge. Second one is problem analysis. Third one is design and development of solutions. Fourth one is conduct investigation of complex problems. All the characteristics attribute your student who you admitted, who or she took admission in your IIMT must possess. Now, it is your duty, it is your moral responsibility, it is your official responsibility wherever in whatsoever sub curriculum or co-curricular activity or extracurricular activity, but that kind of attribute your student must have. So conduct investigation of complex problem, engineering tool uses, the engineer and the work, ethics, individual and collaborative teamwork. That is also very important. So you can see teaching is not the sufficient. Teaching is the one aspect. And teaching always must be outcome oriented. So individual and collaborative teamwork, communication, I have just asked you. Communication skill must be 10 out of 10. Whosoever background, whosoever language is like you need enough hour, Apart from the regional language, certainly the student will be going to have the proficiency, but because in the today's scenario to get the job, English is also the primary. So they must be excellent spoken English, excellent understanding of English, and also writing. So communication, then project management and finance. That is also very important. Whatsoever engineering student you are going to have, they must able to do project, having a skill of project management and finance also. And ultimate is a lifelong learning. So first is engineering knowledge, apply mathematics, science and engineering principle to solve complex engineering problems. So this is the first graduate attribute, and this will be mapped with the program outcome. So every course will be mapped, every course outcome will be mapped with the program outcome. Please, this you can remember. Every course outcome will be mapped with the program outcomes. So problem analysis is a graduate attribute too. So identify, analyze, and solve complex engineering problem using scientific and engineering fundamentals. Then design and development of solution. What that mean? My dear friends, seniors, design innovative, safe, sustainable, and efficient engineering solution. Certainly, all the tasks which we teach the student learn must be for the benefit of the society. Conduct investigation of complex problem. So, conduct investigation using research method, experiments, data analysis, and interpretation of solve engineering problem. Engineering tool uses. So whatever course you are going to teach, you have to also see which tool is going to use. So select and apply appropriate modern engineering IT tools, including modeling, simulation, while understanding their limitations. Then graduate attribute 6 is the engineer and the world. So evaluate the societal, environmental, economic, legal, and sustainability impact of engineering solutions. Ethics, we have to make ethical engineer, ethical manager. So apply ethical principle, and for that first we have to follow the ethics. We teachers have to follow the ethics. We have to be very sincere and role model to the students about our task which we are doing, either academic, research, or administrative. Apply ethical principle, professional integrity, responsibility, diversity, equity, inclusion of engineering practice while ensuring public welfare and sustainable development. Communication, I have already asked you, communicating engineer concept, project outcome, technical information through oral communication, written communication, visual communication, and now this we are also going to use the digital media. So project management and finance, apply engineering management principles and economic decision making to plan, manage, and execute engineering project effectively in multidisciplinary environments. Lifelong learning, recognize the need for engaged in independent and lifelong learning to adopt the emerging technologies and evolving professional challenge. So these are the 11 graduate attributes. I have repeated just 2 times. Please remember these again. This I took from the NBA manual. The exact they define in the National Board of Tier 1. So engineering knowledge I have already defined you, and they in the National Board of Accreditation template, they map this engineering knowledge with knowledge and attitude profile WK1, WK2, WK3, WK4. That means whenever you are going to map, my dear friends, CO to PO, and if it is you say graduate attribute 1 means PO1. So you have to also take care of like this PO1 is also going to have this knowledge and attitude profile. Then problem analysis in this NBA manual, they map with WK1, WK2, WK3, WK4. Design and development of solution, they map with WK5. Conduct investigation of complex problems. So that was the highest level. WK5, knowledge and attitude. Engineering tool uses. So they define for two WK2 and WKC, knowledge and attitude profile. The engineer and the work, they define with WK1, WK5 and WK7, knowledge and attitude profile, which I explained in the beginning. Ethics, they define with the WK9. And individual and collaborative teamwork, it is a general one, and that definitely every engineer or manager or pharmacy student must possess it. Communication also, project management, finance also, and lifelong learning, they correlate with the WK8 knowledge and attitude profile. Now, I have discussed with you knowledge and attitude profile. So how many knowledge and attitude profile? Just put on the chat box so that I can know. Please. Yeah, Alokarun, well, you said Dilip Kumar Behra, very good. Sona Mitra, very good. Ankita, very good. Samita Rai, very good. Parasar, very good. Umashankar Das, very good. Sepali Das, very good. Harishankar Pandaji, very good. Very good. So again, I want to hear from all like 100%. Very good, very good. So that is fine. Now, after the next quiz question, how many graduate attributes are there in the Tier 1 NBA engineering format? Please give the answer in the chat box. Dilip, you gave the correct answer. Ankita, Alokarun, very good. Varsani, Somata, Harishankar, Pali, very good. So there are 11 graduate attributes. And if I'm going to ask the name, if you can write the name, I will be very happy. And if I am going to physical mode, certainly I am going to give some reward to you, whosoever give the correct answer. Can someone write on the chat box this name of the 11 or graduate attributes? So what is the first graduate attribute? Write the name.
The first one is engineering knowledge.
Very good. So what is the second one, graduate attribute?
Problem analysis.
The second one is problem analysis.
Very good. Somebody else will speak. Graduate attribute third.
Design and development of solution.
Design and development solution. So whatever course you are teaching, what is the course outcome, you have to map that. Okay, whether it is related to which graduate attribute, because you are understanding now this graduate attribute means your student to whom you are teaching in outcome based education, whether out of these 11 attribute, which attribute is fulfilling your course, the specific content, and it should be mapped, right? Because that is a structured way of learning, because we are the giving a formal education. It is not like so it should be measurable. By that we can measure, and all the things will be further related to the attainment. Okay, how many program outcome is going to be measured, and what is the attainment, how much attainment, like that. So go ahead. Now come to the program outcomes. So I think all of you, whosoever 27 are attending, they all understand what is knowledge and attitude profile, WK1 to WK9, and all these are mapped by the National Board of Accreditation with the all 11 graduate attributes. Now come to the program outcomes. So what is program outcomes? Before that, I just want to know, are you understanding whatsoever I am explaining you, discussing you? Please give the feedback.
Yes, sir, it is understandable. Thank
What
you.
about the others? They are understanding?
Yes,
They
sir.
are clear in the mind what is the knowledge and attitude profile, what is graduate attributes, means to whom you are dealing, they must have all the 11 attributes. Maybe one subject cannot fulfill the 11 attributes, so few subject will fulfill few will be few, but overall as a program they must have all that. So what is program outcome? Are the specific statement describing the knowledge, skill, attitude, and competency students possesses by the time of graduation. So that is called the program outcome. So this must be measurable, they must be accessible, they must be outcome oriented, and certainly it is a, according to the Washington Accord, it is a accreditation mandate. So what are the key feature of program outcome? POs. So POs are common across engineering programs. Similarly, they are also for the management programs defined by the National Board of Accreditation. They are aligned with the Washington Accord graduate attributes. They assess continuously. Please remember, attained through curriculum delivery, right? So you can see this I put from again the NBA manual, because my all the content will be aligned because one case I took engineering program. So, but You can see the management manual, something will be different, but not whole will be different. So you can see from the latest Tier 1 2024 format GAPC version 4.0 as per the Washington Accord, we are going to have the 11 program outcome. Please remember, for the earlier format, we are going to have the 12 program outcome. Now we have the 11 graduate attributes and same name is there. You can see on the slide. Same name. So graduate attribute 1, program outcome 1. Graduate attribute 2, program outcome 2. Graduate attribute 3, program outcome 3. Graduate attribute 4, program outcome 4. Like that. I think you all are going to agree on that part. You are seeing?
Yes.
Same.
Yes, sir,
Yes.
it is
So
aligning
that
completely.
alignment must be there among you. And it is the latest format. And certainly when you will apply, you have to use that one. Because previously it was for the autonomous institution or like the government university or the NITs or the, but now it is for everyone. So these all program outcomes, I have took the content ditto from the National Board of Accreditation manuals. So same thing is there. Few I can read out. Program outcome 1, engineering knowledge. So apply knowledge of mathematics, natural science, computer engineering fundamental, engineering specialized and specified in the work knowledge and attitude profile 1 to 4. Then PO2 is the program analysis, like that. These are the same. I will not take much time. You all must have the picture. Graduate attribute 1 to 11. Similarly, PO1 to PO11. You can see. PO8, individual and collaborative teamwork. So function effectively as an individual, as a member of a team or leader in the diverse or multi, and that is very important. If you want to work in the institution, if you want to work in the organization, you have to collaborate. You cannot say whatsoever I am going to speak, that is full and final. No, not at all. You have to listen also. You have to follow the guidelines. You have to collaborate with the HOD. You have to also collaborate with the students. You have to also identify what kind of the different backgrounds of students I am going to have before teaching a course. You should see the last semester performance of the students. How many are the getting the more than 75% marks? How many are getting more than 60 to 70 up to 75 marks? How many is going to have 45 to 60% of marks? How many is going to have 45% marks? You have to that analysis theory wise, laboratory wise. Then you can see uh, how I have to deal, because now you are able to know if this class is going to have all above first division. This class is having 50% less than second division students. So you are teaching, your speed is going to differ. You all are going to agree on that part. So that kind of analysis before delivering in the beginning of the session, and that thing should be taken care by the departmental HOD or something like that in a sincere manner. Then after we can produce the good engineers or managers. So communication, project management and finance, lifelong learning, right? So these are the 11 program outcomes. As we have the 11 graduate attributes, same. So now you can see in this slide, relationship between the graduate attributes and the program outcomes. So you can see graduate attributes are translated into measurable program outcomes. So graduate attributes, any one can be there converted into the program outcome. So ability to identify, formulate and solve complex engineering problem. For example, so you can understand graduate attribute, describe what graduates should be able to do. These are translated into measurable program outcome that define what students are expected to achieve by the time of graduation. So quiz time, please give the answer. What is the answer? Please give the. Very nice. All are giving the correct answers. Very good. Very good. So the B is the correct answer for that. Yeah. Right? So what is the following example of graduate review? Is ethical, responsibility, profession, integrity. Because ethics. Go to next. Now come to the next thing after program outcomes. So we can start. We have discussed our knowledge and attitude profile, WK. Then we discuss the graduate attributes. Then we discuss the program outcomes. Now come to the another keyword which is very important in the OBE and NBA accreditation, which we call program specific outcome, PSOs. So what is this PSO, my dear friends, seniors? Program specific outcomes are statements that describe the specific knowledge and skill students should acquire in a particular discipline or specialization. That is called the program specific outcome. So PSOs are department defined, please remember. So every department is going to have its program specific outcome. It is program focused. It is industry oriented. This must be skill specific. And what is the purpose of program specific outcome means? It highlights core specialization strength, industry specific competence, domain expertise, skill expertise. And what should be the characteristic of program specific outcome, my dear friends? It is generally we are going to have 2 to 4 program specific outcomes per program, designed by departmental faculty, aligned with the industry expectation, and certainly we have to also map with our course, yani curriculum. So you can see, just I took one sample to explain you program specific outcome for BTech computer science and engineering, say PSO1 for software development. So ability to design, develop, test and maintain software system using modern programming practices and tools. So that is one PSO. Another PSO, intelligent computing. Yeah, that means ability to apply AI, machine learning, data science, blockchain, cloud computing and virtualization to solve real world problems. PSO3, say system and network security, ability to develop secure computing system, implement cyber security solution for modern IT infrastructure. This is just a sample example. Like that, we are going to have the program specific outcome. So you will have program specific outcome for your all engineering program and management program. It will be unique. So now you can see the difference between the graduate attributes, program outcome and program specific outcomes. So graduate attributes, nature is broad competency, 11 competency. Scope means global engineering expectation. Certainly it is going to define by the Washington Accord and NBA follow them. Program outcome, they are the measurable outcomes, common engineering outcomes. It is defined by the National Board of Accreditation as per the aligned with the Washington Accord. Then we have the program specific outcomes. They are specialized outcome, discipline specific, and it is going to form institute like department HOD in consultation with the faculty members, in consultation with the industry, in consultation with the what you want for your specific students, and they must also be mapped. So what is the hierarchy of OBE framework? So you have at the top graduate attributes, which is going to define as per the Washington Accord, aligned with the and NBA is aligned with the Washington Accord. Then we have the program outcome, and then these program are going to have the measurement. You can measure them. So then we are going to have the program specific outcome. This is specific for a program, all disciplines. Then we have the course outcome. We will discuss. And then after we have the learning activities and assessment. So role of POs and PSOs in curriculum design. So PO means program outcome. PSO means curriculum, program specific outcomes in curriculum design. So curriculum must be, although you don't have the control because you are affiliating institution, but I have already asked you, you can add something content beyond syllabus so that make your student industry ready and going to have so many skills which is the need of an hours and that will be helpful to them future. You will not wait for we have this syllabus because you have to sustain your institution. You have to attract the good student. You have to attract the good industry. You have to attract the good funding and so many things. So support PO attainments. So what is the role of POs and PSOs in curriculum design? Support program outcome attainment, address PSO competencies, align assessment with outcomes, ensure measurable learning. So just like I took one example, like you have one data structure course, you are going to have course outcome, say implement shortening algorithm. Now you have to map that course outcome with the different program outcomes. Say suppose this implement shortening algorithm, student will able to going to have this graduate attribute skill, and with this PO1 you will map. That means, and this PO2, that means your question paper, your assignment, your quizzes will also, that question will also map with the POs. Are you understanding? Then also this is mapped with the PSO. So you are going to have 2 to 4 PSO. Then which PSO it is mapping. Similarly, say machine learning build predictive model. Then it is suppose mapping with the PO3 and PO4. And say your PSO2, cyber security course, implement encryption techniques, say for example, on then it is mapped with the PO5 and PO8. So, and PSO mapped with the PSO3 like that. You have to do, but not randomly. You must have clarity in your mind. You should able to explain why you map this course COs with this POs and this PSOs. You must have the justification. It's not like randomly that book took that chat GPT give this answer. No, you must be able to correlate with the concept fundamentals that I am going to discuss with you. So importance of NBA and NAC accreditation, I have already asked you. NBA clearly defined POs and PSOs. COPO, PSO mapping we have to do. Attainment calculation we have to do. We will later tell you how to do that with some samples. Continuous improvement evidence, they want to see. NAC requires outcome documentation, curriculum alignment with the graduate attributes, student competency evidence, employment enhancement, placement data, higher studies data, entrepreneurship data, skills-based education framework. So assessment of POs and PSOs, you can see we have the direct assessment, we have the indirect assessment. Few type of direct assessment means internal examination, that is the direct assessment, and semester examination, which is conducted by the university. It is also the assessment tool, lab assignment, project assignment, capstone projectment. So many things are there. Indirect assessment means which is going to give by the alumni survey, employer feedback, exit survey when the student complete the course, and placement data is also the give the significance. And placement data is not like the number of student placed, what is their pay package, whether they are placing in the sector company, the core discipline or not. So many things are there to analyze. So PO, PSO attainment analysis help in curriculum revision, teaching improvement. You can understand attainment means like performance of the student in nutshell. So if the student of performance in a particular semester, particular subject, particular sessional examination, internal examination is not good, that means you have to improve your teaching. You are not teaching well. But let me tell you, to get the more attainment performance, you have to, but you have to give a balanced paper. It should not be too tough, too small, average. So it should have, say, 50% average, 20% very advanced question, 25% average to high difficulty. Like that paper should be there, so that at least all kind of the student can assess. Because if the paper will be too tough, then again that is not the proper assessment. So teaching improvement, skill gap identification, academic planning, and certainly you are going to make them accreditation ready. So continuous quality improvement, that is a key aspect of any outcome-based education or accreditation or any ranking framework. Continuous quality improvement. So please give the answer of this question. So what is the answer? So you can see B is the correct answer. Very good. Many of you give the answer. Good. So which statement correctly distinguish program outcome and program specific outcome? So program outcome describe broad graduate competency, whereas program specific outcome emphasize program specific technical competency. Because graduate attributes is going to have all kind of the competency. They have the leadership skill, they have the communication skill, they have the project management and financial skill, they have the problem analysis skill, they have the engineering knowledge skill. So many things are there. Now, come to the next part. What is course outcome? So, we all are going to teach a course, many courses. So, what is the meaning of course outcome? You can see course outcome are a specific statement that describe what students are expected to know, understand, and be able to perform at the end of a course. Means once you are going to complete that course in a semester, what he or she is going to learn. Like I'm conducting this workshop. So in the beginning, I discussed with you. At the end of this workshop, you will able to understand these things, and that we must able to know in advance. That means course outcome prepared before delivery to the course, and again it should be properly justified. So CO defines knowledge acquisition, COs define skill development, application capability, problem solving competency, measurable learning achievement. So COs will be mapped with the POs. So key characteristic of course outcome. So a good course outcome must be observable, means student performance can be seen and demonstrated. It must be measurable. Achievement can be assessed quantitatively or qualitatively. Specific, clearly defined expected learning. Achievable, realistic within course duration. Outcome oriented, what that mean? Focus on student competency, not teacher activity. Please, outcome based education means student oriented and outcome oriented. Student must able to grasp the thing. Student centric, student centered, learner centered. So what is the central philosophy of this course outcome? You see, COs answer the question, what should a student be able to do after completing the course? And I'm going to give you the example. Course outcome says subject is data structure. So course outcomes, one of the statement can be student will be able to implement and analyze sorting and searching algorithm using appropriate data structure techniques. Like that, you can have the one course outcome if that course is the name is data structure. So whenever we want to define the course outcome, so how to write the statement? There is a specifically scientifically method to write the statement. So you can see one of the component to write the course outcome statement. We are going to have 4-5 course outcome for one course. So we are going to have the action verb. So what that means? Implement, analyze, like that. Content. You have to define in CO statement content, like we give the in the previous example, sorting and searching algorithms. Context. So context means using data structure techniques. Measurability. So measurability means quantify. So can be assessed through the coding and problem solving skill. Coding and problem solving. That is the way of measurability. So what is the importance of course outcome in object-based outcome based so education. So you can see they help in curriculum planning, lesson planning, teaching learning alignment. Because you must be able to understand, like I'm going to teach this course, what, how, where it will be applied, what it is going to do is a topic. So many things are there. So few topic will be related to few program graduate attribute means that will have the program outcomes. Few will be related to some another graduate attribute. Few will be the common one like that. So teaching, learning, alignment, assessment design, PO and PSO mappings, attainment calculations, continuous improvement, role of COs and accreditation. So you can see NBA and NAC requires clearly defined COs. This is O's. Every course must have measurable outcome. So then we do the COPO mapping. That each CO should be contribute to one or more program outcome. Please remember, for one course you are going to have 4 to 5 course outcome. Now these course outcome, each course outcome will be mapped with one or many program outcomes. That thing you have to remember learning. So assessment evaluation means CO attainment should be supported by attainment means we have to quantify something. We have to compute data because data is the evidence. So CO attainment should be supported by exam performance. That means marks in internal examination, marks in end semester examination, marks in project with the help of rubrics we will discuss later, assignments, assessment of assignments, project, lab work. I have already asked you, we have to define the rubrics, how we will compute. So what can be the standard structure of course outcome? You can already ask you, like typical format, student will able to action verb, subject, content, context and condition, just like asked in the previous one. So the student will be able to design relational database using normalization technique. This can be the one example of the course outcome for DBMS subject. So action verb, design, topic, relational database, condition using normalization technique, either 1 NF, 2 NF, BC NF or 4th NF, whatever is there. So another example of course outcome, just I took for say computer network course, the student will able to analyze network protocol and evaluate communication performance in layered architecture. So what you are going to do, action verb, and that I will discuss after some time, Bloom's taxonomy, maybe today or tomorrow. Subject matter, topic of competency area, context of condition, and performance indicator. Like that we do it. So please remember a course outcome, what it should have, what should not have. So you can see importance of action verb in course outcome design. So whenever you will write the course outcome, maybe your because you are going to have the affiliating university, you are already having the defined course outcome. So you will be having the freedom to do that. Only you have to map with the program outcome. And if it is also there, you will be in the comfortable position. But at least you should learn. Learning is very important. So CO must be used measurable verbs because you have to quantify. Avoid non-measurable work like know, understand. So how you will measure this understand? Learn, appreciate. These are not supposed to be the part of the course outcome. What should be the part of the analyzing, designing, implement, evaluate, develop, construct, like that. You have to use that kind of work whenever you are going to write the course outcome. You can see the poor versus effective course outcome. That is very important because, so say understand AI count. Understand, how much understand, how you will understand. But effective CO is implement AI algorithm for say classification problem, regression problems, or other kind of the problem. Learn database system. How you will learn? So learn, the better is design normalized relation database. Right? No programming basic. How they will know? No, you cannot quantify or you cannot measure this work. So develop programs using object-oriented programs, and you can give some program to them, and you are going to evaluate them, and you are going to give the marks. Then you can measure it, because your all program outcomes, graduate attributes is defining. Program outcome is going to use for measurable. So CO, again, we map with the POs and we have to measure them. Now, COs are also going to be aligned with the Bloom's taxonomy. They are Bloom's taxonomy. So I will tell you what is the Bloom's uh, taxonomy labels. You can see Bloom's label is remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, create. So the lowest label is remember. Define operating system concept. So if some question is coming like what is operating system, define operating system, this is the least level of cognitive level, simple as one, which support the rote learning. Understand means explain process of CPU scheduling, like that. Apply, now you have to apply. This is another high level of the Bloom's taxonomy. Implement CPU scheduling algorithm, round robin scheduling algorithm. Analyze is again the higher level of cognitive level. Compare different type of memory management techniques. Then another higher level is evaluate. Now you have to evaluate the system performance. Now the top level is the create. Create is the applied one, like design an operating system module, design something, design and develop something. That is the highest level of cognitive learning. So you can remember the Bloom's taxonomy level: create, evaluate, analyze, apply, understand, and remember. There are 6 levels. Now, typical number of course outcome. So I have already asked you, generally we are going to have 4 to 6 course outcome. Laboratory courses, we are going to have 3 to 5 course outcome. For project courses also, we are going to have the 2 to 4 course outcome, and please, it should cover all the course. COs for theory and lab courses, I've already asked you example, operating analyze CPU scheduling algorithm for process optimization. Suppose you are going to have the laboratory subject, so develop for operating system using Unix or Linux shell scripting. So develop shell script for process and file management in Linux, like that. Now you see COs and course units best practices for your course outcome. So each course outcome should generally correspond to one or more units and modules. Already you are aware. Major competency area covered, accessible learning component, and mapping of CO with program outcome. So all your 4 to 6 or 3 to 5 COs you are going to have either the theory subject or lab or project. You have to map with the POs. So every CO should support one or more POs. It will depend. Say for example, you are going to have say 3, I took a table, 3 course outcome. Now each course outcome must be mapped with out of 11. I took only here few one, but you have to write when in your course file, the record all 11 program outcomes, and you have to say like for this course outcome, one is mapped with so many program outcome, and it should be justifiable. It's not randomly you are going to put. Finally, you have to put also compute the attainment, and similarly like that. So you can see here we also giving the scale. So we also use, because we have to compute the attainment and we have to define the scale for that. So here program outcome 1, which is what is the program outcome 1? Graduate attribute 1. Yes, please tell me. What is the graduate attribute 1? Please. Engineering knowledge. Engineering knowledge. So this engineering knowledge says post outcome 1. This 3 means whatsoever outcome is there, which is going to have highest point. Maybe for one course outcome, this can have the moderate value. One can have the low value. So that is why program outcome is also going to have the 3 scales. 1, 2, 3, like that. Right? So that is the meaning of that. And this dash means this course outcome is not belonging to this or the remaining one. Now, course outcome, I have already asked you why I am repeating the things, because this is a way to learn. That is why we should not teach to our student same thing one time. In the end of the class also we try to recall, summarize the class. Next class also we have to revise, so that as we see, as we listen, as we speak, we learn. So direct assessment method, internal exam, measure theoretical understanding, assignment, assess application capability. So assignment must not be theoretical, because in examination we are going to write. Maybe lab examination we are going to conduct the lab experiment and other thing, laboratory work. So measure implementation skills. Mini project evaluate problem solving skills, leadership skills, team skills. Because project is, that is why we give a project in a team, because that is also very important graduate attribute. This should be a very important program outcome. So project should not be always give to single person. Never. Always make a team of 2 to 3 students or more, depend how many students are able, and try to measure them, who's doing what task. It's not like 3 student team, only 1 student is doing. No, you have to grill them, you have to counsel them, you have to support them. Viva presentation, access, communication, and conceptual criteria skill. So, say for example, CU attainment in OBE, outcome-based education. So, course outcome attainment measure how effectively student achieve the intended learning outcome. So, by measuring the course outcome, you are able to understand whatever course content was there, whether they are able to grasp them, the different program outcomes, which was mapped to the content. So direct CO assessment example, say quiz can have the CO1. Now you see, assessment tool is also mapped with the course outcome. Mid-semester examination may be CO2, lab experiment may be CO3, project can be CO4, like that. This is not the standard. I took just an example to you. So you can see some indirect method also going to use to measure the course outcome, course exit survey, student feedback, alumni feedback, employer feedback. Generally, we give the more weightage to the direct assessment method, less weightage to the indirect, 80-20 or 70-30 or whatsoever depend on 90-10. It depends how mature is your system, like that. I have already asked you, like, I took just more example, like if we have an AI course, then outcome is they explain intelligent agent architecture, apply search algorithm for problem solving, implement machine learning model for prediction task, evaluate. And these are the different cognitive level of the Bloom's taxonomy. You can see explain, apply, implement, evaluate. So avoid very broad statement, multiple competency in the one outcome, course outcome. Non-measurable word we don't need to use. Avoid ambiguous wording. Excessive complexity should not be there as part of the outcome, so that you cannot match with the program outcome, and finally you cannot measure it. You are getting? Please give me the feedback.
Yes, sir.
Apart from Shobha ma'am, others please put on the chat box your understanding, or it's simply waste of time. Your precious, my also little bit precious. So what are the best practices of, thank you, course outcomes? Use one measurable action word for one course outcome, aligned with Bloom's taxonomy, which is going to have the 6 levels. Keep statement concise. Ensure accessibility. Maintain curriculum relevance. Course outcome is the or a specific subject course. So there should be relevancy, not hypothetically you are going to write. And certainly, finally, it should support for the program outcome attainment, because your questions, your quizzes your assignment, all activity will be mapped with the COs, COPO mapping. So just I shown you this workflow, how to design course outcome. You identify the course objective, you determine the expected competency, select Bloom's label, choose measurable action verb. You can take a picture of this one. You draft CO statements. You map CO with PO, and finally program specific outcome also. So you are going to have 3 to 4 the program specific outcome. So design assessments. So what is the importance of this course outcome? You can see it required for NBA NAC. Institution must maintain CO statements, COPO mapping matrix, justification of it, assessment record, all kind of the assessment, direct, indirect, attainment reports with the quizzes, with the assignment sheets, with the answer script of internal examination. You don't have the external examination. So for external examination, you will have the marks. You have to all keep the record for all the academic section. So please don't destroy the answer script, assignments, at least 25% assignment, properly marked, evaluated. All session you have to keep the record. Record is very important. Rubrics you have to design and analysis, continuous improvement with the help of some charts, some graphs, and little bit explanation. And reason for improvement also you must able to write. If it is not improving, what is the reason for that, and what corrective action you take then after. That is also important. So which of the following is a well-written course outcome? Please give the answer. So many gave the correct answer. So the correct answer is C. Very good. So all Umar Shankar ji, Parsanani, Madhusmita, Parsanani, Jayant Kumar Patnaik ji, Harishankar Panda ji, Sapali Das ji, P. Sai Shubham, Venudhar, Dilip Kumar, all Somamitra, Ankita, all gave the correct answer. I am very glad. Good. And come to next. What is Bloom's taxonomy? So I have given the overview. Please, being the academician, although it is a part of the education technology, you all must be familiar because this is the, you cannot avoid to know the Bloom's taxonomy and whatsoever terminology I have discussed with you. If you want to become successful in your teaching profession. So what is Bloom's taxonomy? You can see the definition is a hierarchical framework used to classify learning objective and cognitive skill according to complexity and depth of learning. It helps faculty to design measurable course outcomes, select appropriate action verbs, develop assessments, align teaching learning activity with the outcome-based education. So we have the revised Bloom's taxonomy that was developed by the Anderson and Rothwell. So there is a research paper, it is available, although initially it was in the around late 60, it was developed, but later 2020, 11, something I think they revised it. So you can see these are the 6 label. You can take the snapshot of the, so you can see the lowest level of cognitive level is the remember. And the highest level of the cognitive Bloom's taxonomy skill is the innovation, creativity, create. Remember level 1, understand level 2, apply level 3, analyze level 4, evaluate level 5, level 6. So whenever you are going to design and develop your course outcome, they must have satisfy these cognitive level of skill. Like some part of your course content should be related to remember, some parts should be related to understand, some parts should be related to apply, some parts should be related to analyze, evaluate, and create. At least out of 6, 4, 5 must be satisfy your subject, or maybe all. That is a great thing. So analyze, give the critical thinking. That is also very important. Apply, functional. Understand, foundational. Right? So that is a very important hierarchy of cognitive level that I have just put a graph or diagram. So you can see the higher order thinking skills. Remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. Create, you can see, produce new or original work, design, construct, very high level of cognitive. So come to the cognitive level 1. So you can see one is remember, means ability to recall facts, remember information, recognize concept, retrieve knowledge from memory. Rote learning, and common action verb for remember you are going to use to, you have to also write the question as part of the assignment or internal examination paper. So for level 1 kind of the things, you can use these kind of the work to write the questions, asking the questions, define this, list, identify, recall, state, name, recognize, label, like that. So these all are the part of the cognitive level 1 remember. So you can see define data structure and their classification. So rote learning, list different type of network topology, identify component of a computer system. So suitable assessment method for level 1 is MCQs, filling the blanks, objective tests, definitions, short recall question. So all come in the level 1. Then come to the level 2, understand. So ability to explain concept, interpret information, summarize idea, demonstrate comprehension. So common action verb for understand, explain, describe, discuss, interpret, summarize, classify, compare, illustrate, like that. Explain the working of operating system. Explain the working of design and analysis of algorithm, like that. Describe the architecture of database system. Describe the architecture of component of a computer or memory, something like that. Interpret machine learning work. So this is suitable for assessment method of level 2. Descriptive question, conceptual explanation, class discussion, diagram, flowchart. Now come to the Bloom's taxonomy, cognitive level 3, apply. So ability to use knowledge in practical situation, that is also very important. Apply concept and methods, solve problem using learned techniques. So you can see common action verb for apply, implement, execute, solve, use, demonstrate, apply, compute, perform. So that kind of action verb you use to write the questions or to then implement sorting algorithm using array or the different other technique, apply SQL queries for database operation, develop Python program using function, like that. So that is used for programming exercise, numerical problems, lab experiment. You can also create an assignment which is going to have this action verb and simulation also. Then we have the next level of cognitive, analyze. So ability to break information into parts, examine relationship, investigate structures, differentiate components. Now the common action verb for analysis is analyze, differentiate, compare, investigate, examine, categorize, distinguish, organize. So you can see some example, analyze the time complexity of the bubble shot algorithm with, say, binary search algorithm. Compare the different network routing protocols. Investigate black box and white box testing methodology, like that. You can write the questions. So suitable for case studies, comparative analysis, debugging tasks, problem solving questions. So that is the cognitive level 4. Then my dear friends and seniors, we have the cognitive level 5, evaluate. So ability to make judgment, critique solution, justify decision, assess alternatives. So you can use this action verb to write the frame the questions, evaluate, justify, critics, recommend, validate, access, define, verify, like that. So evaluate the performance of supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement machine learning algorithm. Evaluate the performance of, say, classification and regression algorithm. Both are under classification. Supervised learning, access cyber security vulnerability in network. Like that, we write. So suitable assessment method 5, project reviews, design justification, research evaluation, technical reports, viva voice. So we use these kind of the skills. Cognitive level is a top level of cognitive, which is create. So ability to generate new idea, design innovative system, construct solution, develop original products. So design, develop, construct, formulate, build, generate, create, innovate, like that action verb we use to frame the questions. So this is the highest level of the cognitive level, the Bloom's technology. So we have to make our student creative. We have to make our student which can evaluate the things. We have to make our student who can do the analysis. We have to make our student who can apply certain theory in the practical. And certainly we have to make them understand, and we have to also make, because memory is also important. So like that. So all that I have already asked you, same. So remember is the lowest cognitive level 1. Create is a cognitive level 6. So L1 to L6, we are going to have the 6 levels, and we have to do the mapping also. Please give me the answer of these questions. Questions I will give you the answer in the last. I will definitely we will have, because we will have 15 minutes today question answering session. So just give me a 15 or 20 minutes more. We will have the discussion. Definitely. So what is the answer of this? Now I'm getting the mixed answer. So what is that? First is the
Remember.
so B is the, yeah. So B is the correct answer. Please don't confuse. So remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. So these are the 6 level of the Bloom's taxonomy classification. Remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. No, no, no. Please remember it, because in this question you all was confused. So what is that? I can show you again. See, remember, understand, apply, analyze. So remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate. B is the correct answer. So please, this is a very important. Your course outcome must align with the cognitive level. That means you cannot have course outcome of one level. 4 to 6 outcome one course must have, and certainly that means you are not having autonomous. But if for autonomous institution which is having the freedom to form the course is designed in such a manner that content must be come through all level of the Bloom's taxonomy, so that student can have the skill of level 1, and also for few topics level 6, creative, apply, so many things, right? Now see Bloom's level and course progression. So introductory course focus more on lower cognitive level. It is similarly, the course will not be start from the create or design or develop like that. Suddenly the course supposed to be start with these level 1, 2, 3, L1, L2, L3, and advanced course focus more on higher cognitive level. Maybe one course, or as the we go from one year to another year. So say You can see like first year can have, no, not the all courses, please correct it. So maybe second year can have the L2, L3, third year, but one course can also have the like that. So your assessment also must match the CO level. Means you are going to prepare the assessment, either assignment or internal examination paper. They must have all the label of that. So it can have the L1 objective question or just what or define something. Then it should have the explanatory question. It should have some problem solving. It should have some analytical case studies. It should have some evaluation. It should also have some creative design project kind. So outcome-based education learning is measured through observable student performance, competency, demonstration, higher order thinking skills. So what is the importance of Bloom's taxonomy and assessment alignment? You can see NBA expects Bloom level based course outcome, higher order thinking integration, like level 4, 5, 6 also be the part of the assessment alignment, evidence based attainment. So there should be evidence, no ambiguity. And also you must able to define why attainment score is high, why is low. Paper should have all kind of difficulty levels. So in Bloom's taxonomy, common mistake while using Bloom's taxonomy, you have to avoid using non-measurable work. I have already asked you because we are going to do the assessment measurable. So using non-measurable work, avoid using multiple Bloom's level of in one CO, avoid misalignment between CO and assessment, avoid overuse of lower level words, avoid. So select one dominant Bloom's level per CO, use measurable action words, match assessment to cognitive levels. Promote higher order thinking in advanced courses, maintain progression across semester. So just machine learning is going to have the course outcomes. Suppose these are the course outcome and this outcome is belong to level 2. This implement is applies belong to level 3, analyze belong to level 4, evaluate machine learning techniques, L5, design predictive AI application like L6. Please give the answer of this question. Give the answer. Madhumita, Ankita, very good. Pashankarji, you give the answer. So answer is C. Vendor also give the correct answer. Very good. So go ahead. Now, knowledge dimension also defined by the Blooms in 2001. So knowledge dimension helps the teachers to clearly identify expected learning, improve CO writing precision, align teaching learning activities, design suitable assessments, map course outcome, Bloom's taxonomy and knowledge type also. So 4 type of knowledge. We also have factual knowledge, conceptual knowledge, procedural knowledge, metacognitive knowledge. So please, knowledge labels are also there. Knowledge attitude is the different thing. Now, in the knowledge also we have the categorization, taxonomy of the knowledge, type of knowledge. So factual knowledge, so KL means knowledge label. So also we have to define basic element terminology, facts, relationship, principal theories, procedural knowledge, methods, algorithm techniques, metacognitive knowledge, self-awareness, and reflective thinking. So whenever you are going to form the questions assignment, you have to also define the Bloom's taxonomy, always as well as knowledge label. So relationship between the Bloom's taxonomy and knowledge type, two-dimensional learning framework. So cognitive process dimension, what student do, and knowledge dimensions ke what student know. So together they create measurable learning outcome, clear competency expectations, better assessment alignments. So these all I have already asked you. Factual knowledge, conceptual knowledge, procedural knowledge, and metacognitive knowledge. The top level of knowledge. These are the different levels of the Bloom's taxonomy. Remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. So this is a mapping, say, for a particular one is related to KL3 and L3, like that. So I have factual knowledge. This is a basic element the student must know to become familiar with the discipline, like terminologies, definition, specific details, basic concept, fundamental fact. And characteristic of factual knowledge, the student should be able to recall information, identify component, define terminology, recognize the concept. So the factual knowledge is also very important, basic knowledge. Then typical Bloom's level associated with this knowledge level 1, you can say remember or understand. So that Bloom's level with this kind of factual knowledge is suitable for assessment of MCQs, definition, short answer question, filling the blanks, matching questions. Right? So type of network topologies, OSI model layer, how many layers are there in OSI? So there are 7 layers. How many layers are in the TCP/IP protocols? So 4 to 5 layers depend on the kind of book or you are having. Programming, syntax rules, data types, integer float or whatsoever the different type of data, they primary, secondary. Then SQL commands, procedural or non-procedural, database terminologies, what is schema, like that. Then we have the conceptual knowledge, understanding relationship among concept, principal theories, model, and classification. So interconnection, explanation, theoretical understanding. So you can see characteristic of conceptual knowledge. Students should be able to explain concept, interpret theories, compare models, like that. So typically Bloom's label associated label 2 and 4, assessment, suitable descriptive question, conceptual discussion, comparative analysis, diagram and explanation, case-based theory questions. So process scheduling concept, machine learning model, discuss tree and graph relationship, compare them, like that. Then we have the procedural knowledge. So knowledge of method, procedures, algorithm, techniques, processes required to perform tasks, how to do step-by-step execution, skill application, like that. So apply methods, execute procedure, implement algorithm, use tools and techniques, solve practical problems. Understanding this example. So knowledge type, procedure knowledge, like that. So here we have the Bloom's taxonomy level 3 and 4. So suitable assessment, programming exercise, lab experiment, simulation, coding task, practical assignments for understanding this kind of the knowledge level. So what is that knowledge level? Is procedural. Then the top one is a metacognitive knowledge. So awareness and understanding of one's own thinking, learning strategy, and cognitive processes. Focus on self-reflection, self-regulation, strategic thinking, learning awareness. So evaluate their own learning, select appropriate strategy, reflect on performance, improve problem-solving approaches. And here we use the Bloom's taxonomy level is 5 and 6. So it is suitable for assessment, research project, case studies, reflective reports, project reviews, design-based assignment. So you can see this complete knowledge dimension summary. So knowledge can be factual, conceptual, KL1, KL2, KL3 procedural, metacognitive, focus on facts and terminology, principle and theory, method and algorithm, strategic thinking. Example, Bloom's labels L1 to L6, which comes broadly in this category. So knowledge dimension in CO design. CO should reflect cognitive level and knowledge type. Please remember. So whenever you are going to write course outcome, they must also be mapped with the Bloom's taxonomy label and knowledge type, as well as knowledge and attitude level also, WK. So role in NBA accreditation. NBA requires Bloom level based COs, higher order learning, outcome based assessment, evidence or competency, all the things. So what is the importance of CO? Bloom's level or knowledge level mapping, better clarity in learning expectation, improve assessment designs, accurate attainment analysis, enhance curriculum alignment, strong documentation will also be there. And also, let me tell you, apart from that, if you are going to follow all these things and you are also going to aware your students, it is not like that you are aware. You are aware, you are also telling to the student like this course I'm going to teach, this is my course objective, this is my course outcome, this course outcome is mapped with this Bloom's taxonomy. What is Bloom's taxonomy? What is knowledge level? What is workshop and attitude? You have to define them. So they will also, because they are the also technical guy or management guy, they must able to have the right to understand all the things, not just monotonous learning. Just I put one sample, like we have a course data structure, course outcome defined data structure. And here I read very concise because of the otherwise it must be a proper sentence. It will not too short. Define data structure, knowledge level 1, factual. Explain link list operation level 2, conceptual. Implement stack operation level 3, procedural. Analyze sorting efficiency level 4, conceptual. Evaluate search algorithm level 5, metacognitive. Design optimized data structure level 6, procedural for metacognitive, like that. So please, common mistakes in knowledge level mapping: avoid treating all COs as procedural. Avoid ignoring metacognitive learning. Avoid poor alignment with Bloom's taxonomy and knowledge level. Avoid using vague knowledge categories. So what are the best practices for you all guys? Recommended approach: identify domain knowledge type, align with Bloom's level, design suitable assessment, include higher order learning also, maintain proper CO, course outcome, Bloom's level, knowledge level documentation. And you should always able to understand why this course outcome is mapped with this program outcome, this course outcome with mapped with this Bloom's level taxonomy or knowledge level. Oh, sorry. So student explain the relation between variable in a scientific theories. So that is a conceptual knowledge. Few more thing I will discuss, then we will go to the question answering session, whatsoever I discussed till now. So action verb for course outcome. Why this course outcome is important? Action verbs. Because we have to finally do some measurement. Because outcome based education is not the theoretical. It should be, because ultimately we have to attain for every course or project or any other activity. So why action verbs are important? In outcome based education, course outcome must be observable, measurable, accessible. That is why this verb is going to play a very important role. Action verb help define what student will able to do after completing a course, after completing a program. So I have already defined you. Again, I am defining. You can see, remember, define, list, recall, understand, explain, describe, summarize, apply, solve, implement, use, analyze, compare, differentiate, relate, evaluate, access, judge, justify, create, design, develop, construct, like that. Action verb we are going to use. I have already explained you, so you can see I'm giving it. So define different type of data structure. Level 1 है. Define, understand, explain the operating system scheduling algorithm. Level 2 है. Level 3 implement stack operation. Analyze the complexity of short algorithm. Evaluate the performance of machine learning model. Create, design a secure software application. Like that is the. Now see weak verbs to avoid. So avoid non-measurable work, know, learn, understand, be familiar. Earlier also I asked you, again I am repeating, we should not use like that. We have to think clearly in the mind because we have to assess the thing. We have to measure the things. So, so weak CEOs means understand AI concept. Improve CEO means explain AI concept. Learn database system, design normalized database system or something like that. So that I have already. So standard CEO writing format, student will able to action verb, subject, content. I have earlier explained. I'm summarizing this. So all are going to have importance in NBA NAC and also the best practices. Use measurable verb, align with the Bloom's label, keep CEO concise, match assessment with action verbs. Please give the answer of these questions. Please, all of you are here or not? Very good. Alok, Sainji. So all are giving the correct answer. So C is the correct answer for it. Evaluate. So it's very easy to do that, all the things. You can see, just you have to make a smart. But without knowing the concept which I discussed in depth with you so many times, you cannot use them. You will have confusion. So how to write measurable course outcome, I have already asked you. So should clearly describe what student will able to achieve at the end of the course. Specific, measurable, observable, outcome oriented. Always. So this is a course outcome workflow. Identify course objective, determine expected competency, select Bloom's label, choose measurable action verb, draft CEO statement, discuss with the similar subject or colleagues, do some online analysis of that. But it is not like that. Online all data from the different universities correct. You have to be verify it. You must able to know from the theory and concept, like I discussed, whether it is matching or not. So you have to draft CEO statement, map CEO with PO and PSO also. And then you can design your assessments. Assessment means internal examination, various kind of assignments or project or internship, whatever you are going to have with the help of rubrics. So that I have already asked you. That I have also asked you, so I will not use much more times. Start with student will able to use one action verb. I've already asked you. Why I'm repeating? So that you are having first time experience. So at least this should be, you can remember long time. So include context, align CO with PO and PSOs. All the things. So characteristic of the good COs, student centric, clear and concise, measurable, alarm, the Bloom's taxonomy, easy to access. That I have already asked you. So clear and measurable course outcome are the foundation of successful outcome-based education. So if you are going to have this sufficient awareness, no inspection, nobody can say you are going to have the limited awareness. So for awareness of outcome-based education, every lecture you should tell your student this topic objective is this. At the end, when my lecture is over, you will able to understand this thing. Means course objective. Apart from that, you should also prepare by your own before delivering a single lecture, the single lecture objective and lecture outcome. So that will give you the more connect to your students. Connect with the real world example, connect with some analogy so that they can remember. So please give the answer of this question. Please hurry up. So the correct answer is the student will design, implement and optimize. I think this is sufficient for today because I have discussed so many things with you. And what I will request to you, now we can have some questions so that I think till now whatever I have discussed with you in last 1 hour 45 minutes, you can have the